Hello, good morning, good afternoon, or maybe even good evening, for depending on when you're watching these videos and whereabouts you are. So thank you for coming along. My name is Shane, and my first name is Shane, and my surname is Franklin. And in a nutshell, I do lots of different training sessions up and down the country with young people between the ages of, say, about 9 years old, right up until about 25 years old. I'm really, really passionate about you guys and what you can achieve. And it's a blessing to record this video and hopefully for you guys to run through these sessions, A, learn something, and B, have a bit of fun whilst you're doing it as well. So the format of these sessions is I'm going to be talking into the video, which is a bit strange, but it's sort of the world we live in at the moment. And I'm going to run through a series of different questions and different exercises for you to run through in your own time. Now, my recommendation would be that when you're viewing this video, you pause it at times, okay? Because there are going to be certain exercises for you to go through, and the best way to go through that would be really to pause it, have a little think about it, get yourself a pen and paper and work through it in your own particular time. As with anything else in life, you get what you put in. So I really recommend that you pause this video, you get yourself a nice quiet space, if possible, a pen and paper, and you answer these questions as we're going along. Okay, so that's going to be the format for today. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to run through a little quiz, some questions, just to get you guys thinking and hopefully inspired and motivated for the session. And then we're going to go straight into the different exercises. If you do have any questions about the exercises or anything about today's session or anything about me, you can contact Barnet and they will be able to get in touch with me. Okay, so we're going to get going with the session now. I'm going to share my screen. Fingers crossed that is going to work. Yes, it looks like it is. And we are going to rock and roll. Okay, so welcome to the first session. This is called Any Road. Often, lots of times in life, we're presented with lots of different options and lots of different places and things we can go, particularly young people. We don't particularly know, should I do A level? Should I go to university? Should I start a business? Should I do an apprenticeship? So this session is really designed for people to start to think about the options that they have there in front of them. And fingers crossed by the end of it, you'll be in a better place to start thinking about where you want to go for the future. As I said previously, my name is Shane, first name Shane, my surname is Franklin, and I'm the founder and lead trainer for a company I formed called SeeGarn Training and Education. Brilliant. So a bit about us, as I said before, these are some wonderful pictures that we've taken from some of our session. We are passionate about developing people and nurturing tomorrow's leaders. I don't know whereabouts in the world or whereabouts in England or the UK, or something might tell me you might be in Barnet, but if you are, I do believe that each and every single one of you has the power to go and create something wonderful that can go on and change the world. So believe we are here to help you along with that journey, and we do this by delivering insightful and impactful learning and development training programs. So our aim is to equip people with the skills needed for the modern world of work. So we're going to get going with a little quiz. The first one, true or false? Very, very simple, just a little true or false. So the company Snapchat, they were founded quite a few years ago now. They came up with 21 different ideas and different apps before they created the app that is Snapchat. What do you think, true or false? It is indeed actually false. They created 30, so they had 30 different ideas, 30 different apps before they came up with the idea that is Snapchat. So what does this mean for you? Now, for me, the way I interpret this is sometimes in life you're going to have a wonderful idea and you think, yeah, that's it. I'm going to go for it. This is going to work out. And actually, it doesn't quite work out. Okay. You might do that a number of different times. You might think, well, I'm going to get into this school. I'm going to get into this university. I want to go for this job. And it may not work out. But I do believe very much in sort of trusting the process. There's a saying that's what's meant for you will not pass you by. And in a nutshell, if something doesn't work, just keep going, perseverance and resilience, because you never know where it will lead to. Just imagine if the founders of Snapchat had given up on the 21st or 22nd or 23rd time. They wouldn't be millionaires by now, and they wouldn't have created the app that is Snapchat, that is created, millions of users all around the world. Okay, so just keep going, perseverance and resilience. The next one, Steve Jobs. He's the founder of Apple. He created obviously the Mac and the iPhone, etc., etc. So he was fired. He was fired from his own company that he created. So he was fired from the own company he was created. What do you think? True or false? It is indeed actually true. It is indeed actually true. So he created the company Apple. He brought in a CEO as the company got big from Pepsi, and he thought this guy is going to drive things forward. The two of them didn't quite get along with each other, and the CEO went to the board of directors and said, "We need to get rid of Steve." They got rid of him. Okay, so he's sacked from his own company. But then in that time, he then went on a journey and started looking into different things. A few years later on, he was taken back on by Apple, and he famously said, "Sometimes life hits you in the head with a brick, but do not lose faith." Okay, so as I said to you before, at times, things may get difficult. It definitely, has been an interesting year, 2020, in terms of COVID, etc. But, do not lose faith. Okay, keep going, keep persevering, because, if Steve, again, similar to Snapchat, if Steve would have just given up and just thought, you know what, I'm going to go and do something completely different, I might not be recording this on a MacBook Air right now, or it might look very different, or I might not have an iPhone, etc., etc. So, no matter what your circumstances are, wherever you find yourself in life, always keep going. Okay, do not lose faith. So, the boxer Anthony Joshua, he famously once said, "Okay, success is just a matter of luck." Okay, success is a matter of luck. What do you think? True or false? It is indeed false. Okay, it is indeed false. He said that success is all about hard work. I personally don't believe in luck. Okay, I think luck is when hard work meets opportunity. So if you keep going, if you keep persevering, you keep pushing yourself, through hard work, through dedication, through crafting. Okay, eventually you will get a result. Okay, so really, really important. Okay, keep persevering. The last one, so my company, SeeGarn Training, Education and Development. That little logo, Chinese logo in the corner, it means time. Yeah, it means time in Chinese. What do you think? True or false? It is indeed actually true. It is indeed actually true, and I think it's quite fitting that this year that one of the things that we did have was time. A lot of time in our house, a lot of time with our families, a lot of time to play computer games, a lot of time to read, a lot of time to listen to music, a lot of time to go on YouTube and watch videos. Yeah, because we was all forced to be inside. But how did we use that time? And that's a question I want you to think about after this. How did you use that time? What did you do? And what did you gain from that time? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop sharing my screen quickly. It's still recording. All I want you to do really quickly is to get your pen and paper out. So go and grab a pen and paper, and I want you to write down 2000 or 2020 time. What did I do with my time? Cool. So hopefully you've done that, what you've done with your time. Also, what I want you now to do, and I want to keep pausing the video so I don't just sit here when you're looking at me all the time. It's weird. So what I want to do is, the first question is, what did you do with your time? The second question is, what are you happy about achieving from 2020? So what are you happy about achieving from 2020? Third thing is, what do you wish you would have achieved from 2020? So, what do you wish you had achieved from 2020? And the fourth question is, what do you wish to achieve and how are you going to use your time in 2021? Okay, so what do you wish to achieve and how are you going to use your time for 2021? So, I'll pause the video and give you guys a little time to do that. Okay, wonderful. So I hope you've done that exercise and you've got that there in front of you in terms of what you could have, what you're happy about, what you could have done better, and how you want to go forward for 2021, which is quite scary. It's only a few weeks away from now. Okay, so it is indeed all about time. So the next thing, what I want you guys to do is to either flip your bit of paper over, and I want, or get a new bit of paper, whatever rocks your world. And we're going to do something what we call challenge rocks. Okay, challenge rocks. Now we all come across different challenges at different points in our life. Like I've definitely come across a number of different challenges. I've been through a number of challenges this year, but I often think that it's not the challenge that defines us, but it's how we address that challenge. Okay, and often, lots of the times, I don't know about yourself, but when we've done something, so it could be, your challenge was to, get into secondary school or to pass your SATs, or was to do something of your GCSEs, or get into the football team, or to read a book. It doesn't matter, how big or small the challenge is. When we do that challenge and we, accomplish it, we often get a lot out of it, and we learn about the process and we learn about ourselves. So the first thing I want you to do is to write down, what challenge did I face? Okay, so what challenge did I face? Write that down. So again, I would recommend that you pause the video. Okay, you pause the video and you will answer that question. Do as much as you want, as much work as you want, but you should be spending, I would say, about 3 to 4 minutes on this, really going into detail about the challenge that you faced. The second question is, at the time, how did you feel about that challenge? Okay, so how did you feel? Did you feel, overwhelmed? Did you feel worried? Did you feel anxious? Did you feel excited? Sometimes we get challenges and we feel excited and feel pumped and feel like, yeah, I can overcome this challenge. So at the time, how did you feel about that challenge? Really write that down. Give you a few minutes to get that done. So pause this video now and get that done. The next one is, how did I overcome this challenge? So how did you overcome it? What did you do? Did you speak to people? Did you ask for help and advice? Did you go on the internet and research it? Did you watch videos about how to do it? What did you do to overcome that action? Did you take action? What exactly did you do to help overcome that challenge? So again, pause the video and get that down. How did I overcome this challenge? And the final one is, how did I feel afterwards? How did I feel afterwards? Yeah. So get all that information down. How did I feel afterwards? Okay, wonderful. So I hope you have got that down and you've got that completed. Okay, so really, really have a think about that. And what I want you and what I hope that you learn from that, okay, is actually we all do at times come and face challenges. Okay, we all may feel overwhelmed, okay, and anxious about it, but we need to take action. And what action did you take about it, and how do you feel afterwards? And what I would say to you about that is there's often lots of things that we can learn from it because lots of the times we face challenges and we may go through the same process. So, for example, if I face a challenge, the first thing that I do is, oh no, I can't believe this has happened to me. What am I going to do? Get a little bit nervous. The second thing I go into and do is like, right, okay, I need to tackle this, and I start to write things down. Start to look into time frames when I want to get it completed, and start to break it down in terms of what I'm going to do when it's going to be completed. And I set myself an end date for when that needs to be done by. So at least I know on a day to day basis that I'm working towards it. And sometimes we face huge challenges in life that can go on for days and weeks and even months or even years. Okay. But I think it's important to have an end date and be chipping away every single day, okay, to know that you're working towards that challenge. And then when we do accomplish it and we have it, it can feel absolutely wonderful. Okay, absolutely wonderful. So tap into and remember how you felt afterwards. Yeah, so after you did it, you may feel absolutely wonderful and great and maybe ready for the next challenge. Question. What is this? Have a think. What is this being loaded up? This is something being loaded into a plane in 1945. Have a good look. What do you think it is? Okay, so I can reveal it is actually 256 megabytes. Okay, 256 megabytes being loaded onto a plane. Okay, 256 megabytes. So our phones hold I'm not an IT man, but it will hold 10 to 15 to 20 to 30. I'm sure some of you young people will know better than I do. 100 times more than what this actually is, just our mobile phones. Okay, what does it look like today? 256 gigabyte, yeah, which is 100,000 times more than this. Looks something like this. So, what does this mean for you? This means that actually time is constantly moving, we're constantly evolving, and things are being created all of the time. So what I would say to you is that 50, 60, 70 years ago, this is what 256 megabytes looks like. And now it is something really small that can fit in your fingertips. 10 or 20 or even 5 years from now, we might even not need to hold anything. It might just all be, up there in the cloud. But the people who are going to be doing it and changing these things are young people. So young people who are doing the GCSEs now, that are in school, that are, graduating, they are the engineers, they're the scientists, they're the mathematicians. Those are the people that are going to be creating technology or changing things in the future. So I really want you to start to think about what it is that you can change. So the next exercise is what I want you to do now is to grab a pen and paper and to write down one thing in the world you're passionate about. It doesn't need to be about technology, it can be about anything at all. What are you passionate about? And what one thing in the world would you like to change? Okay, wonderful. So I hope you have done that. And again, really give yourself a little time to focus on that. Now, what I would like you to do is to draw what you see on the screen. This is going to be your little shield. Okay, and I want to go through this piece by piece, but this should take you, I would say, about 20 minutes to complete and do it properly. Okay, so 20 minutes to do this properly. So I'll do it bit by bit, but I'm not going to pause it and then sit here for 5 minutes, it might be a bit weird. So I'm going to pause it, okay, and then you can go on to the next section, or you can pause it and do it yourself. So the next one, the first question is, who am I? Who are you? So for example, I am Shane. I'm in my 30s. I live in London. I have family. I have 2 kids. Who are you? Yeah, who really are you? I want you to get that information down. So pause the video and give that a go. The second one, what I want you to get down is, what am I passionate about? What am I passionate about? We all have passions. We all have things that we really, really enjoy doing. And when we enjoy doing these things, time just seems to fly. So, what are you passionate about? So, one of the things I'm really passionate about, I'm passionate about my family. I'm passionate about music. I'm passionate about yoga. I'm passionate about martial arts and fitness. I'm passionate about cycling, and I'm passionate about work and delivering workshops and what I do, and traveling. I'd say definitely traveling. So, what are you passionate about? Cool. Third one, what am I good at? We all have lots of different skills, and I know young people always struggle with this, but I guarantee there must be something you're good at. Okay, so you could be, you and think, yes, think of school, but think you might be good at maths, you might be good at English, you might be good at science, you might be good at PE, but also think outside of that. So, if I was to have your friend here with you, what would they say? You might be good at listening. You might be good at helping your friend out, listening to your friend. You might be good at organizing parties. You might be good at, uh, you know, playing an instrument. You might be good at, helping your family out. What are you good at? So again, pause the video, write that down, and I'll give you the next question. Okay, so hopefully you've got all that down. So, what change would I like to see in the world and in my community? What change I personally would like to see is, I would like to see equal opportunities for all young people. I think all young people, when they come into this world, everyone, whether you're rich, poor, black, white, whatever sexuality and religion you are, everyone should have an equal playing field and should have access to all different types of opportunities, regardless of where you come from. So I would like to see equality is really important to me. So what change would you like to see in the world? Pause that video, pause the video. The fifth one, what can I do to make this change and how can my school help me? Okay, so what can I do to make this change and how can my school help you? So one thing you could do to make this change, or what I've just spoke to you, is I'm passionate about young people. So one thing I do is obviously to work with young people. Obviously, I left school quite a while ago, to be honest. This school can't necessarily help me, but what I can do is I can work with schools and other organisations that help young people. So I want you to pause the video and answer that for me. Okay, fantastic. So I hope you finished that. Now you've got your shield, okay, so that should have taken you a little while to go through that, okay, so pause the different sections and do it. Who am I? It gives you an idea of who you are, what you're passionate about, what you're good at, and the change you would like to see, and how you can go about that change and how your school can help you. Okay, so if you have that information at hand, you can then take that and really start to think about your passions, what you're good at, and what you can start to do to make a positive change in the world. So have a close look. Have a close look at the image on the screen and tell yourself, tell someone else in the room, what do you see? What do you see? Do you see it yet? Some of you might have seen it straight away. Some of you might not see it. So on immediate observation, we've got a tiger. we see a tiger, but actually, if you look really, really closely, you might even see something else. If you look closely, you might see a face. Okay, so around here, we can see a face. And often, lots of times, we see opportunities or we see things are presented to us and we say, actually, oh, do you know what? Yeah, I've seen that before. Yeah, I know what that is. Okay, yeah, keep it moving. But if we look a little bit closely at things or closer at things, we might see something that we haven't seen before. Okay, so it's really important that when you're offered opportunities at school or offered opportunities in the workplace, if someone offers you an opportunity, have a little bit closer, think outside the box, okay, and you might see something that you haven't seen before. So, talking a little bit now about comfort zones. Okay, so we have our comfort zone. Our comfort zone is in the middle. It's nice and fluffy and comfortable. Excuse the pun. But then on the outside, it is a cliche, but that's where the magic happens. Now we've got our comfort zone, we've got our stretch zone, and then we've got our panic zone. Okay, so comfort zone, as I said, for example, is where I'm at right now. I've got a fear of snakes, I don't mind saying. So my stretch zone would be to be in a same room as a snake. My panic zone would be to put that snake on my shoulder, and it gives me shivers just thinking about it. So I wouldn't be ready yet to put the snake on my shoulder. That would be a huge thing for me. But actually, if I go to the stretch zone, okay, which is where we're saying the magic happens, is actually after a little while, okay, I might get to the stage where I could, touch the snake or come close to the snake. So I want you to think about that in terms of your life right now, and in the middle, write down where is your comfort zone? What are you comfortable with in school, with your friends, okay, with your peers and your family? So what's your comfort zone? What takes you, so write down everything there within the comfort zone. What is in your comfort zone? Again, pause the video, do it, write down what's in your comfort zone. Then outside of it, I then want you to write down what's in your stretch zone. So what's your stretch zone? So for example, would it be your stretch zone to talk in front of your class, okay, to do a presentation in front of your class? So write down, pause the video, what's in your stretch zone. Cool. And then after that, I then want you to write down what is in your panic zone. Okay. So if your comfort zone is talking to your friends, your stretch zone would be talking to your class. Maybe your panic zone might be to talk in front of your whole year group or even the whole school. Okay. So what I want you to start to think about is where you're at within your comfort zone and how you can move from your comfort zone and start every single day, just small little steps to take you towards your stretch zone. And eventually, once we've got that stretch zone, we'll be able to grow, perhaps, okay, and then get into, out of our comfort zone completely and go into really bold, big things that is really going to push us, okay, and who knows what we're going to be able to create once we get there. So that is the end of our first series of sessions there. As I said, the purpose of this is to take you through a series of exercises where you can pause it and do the different activities on there. So we're going to stop it there. Thank you so much. Keep hold of those bits of paper. And then in the second video, we're going to go into some more details and information based around you and what you can do from where you are now to where you want to go. Thank you.